Good morning, Internet. It's Wednesday, and on Sunday night, I went to see my first ever live hockey game. Now, there was some confusion as to which team was which, so let me clear that up. The guys in the white and red on the left here are the Edinburgh Capitals. You can tell this by the fact they've got a lion rampart on their jerseys. Now, if you swing to the other side of the rink, you'll see the guys in the blue and yellow. They're the Hull Stingrays. They're English. They're not our home team. Mum, I hope that clears it up for you. There's something I always find interesting is how my sister gets really upset around large cuddly mascots. Once again proving that sometimes the crowd is more interesting than the sport.
You're mean, brother.
I have my moments.
There are a lot of things I learned while trying to film parts of a hockey game. For a start, it's really hard to keep track of a hockey puck from 20 feet away with a tiny camera. The other is, there's a lot of yelling, and I can't really control a camera for Toffee. Another thing I noticed is that the teams in hockey seem to change over a hell of a lot. I don't know what this is for. Is it fatigue? Is it just to keep fresh players on the field all the time? Or is there some other reason? One interesting thing I did note was that occasionally the Hull team would take off their goalkeeper entirely in order to give them an attacking advantage. Apparently this is something called power play, but I don't really know. Most of my experience of hockey comes from watching Chasing Amy. Kevin Smith is a director who seems to be able to find the poetry in everyday life and everyday events. But what he seems to have a major interest in is the poetry of hockey. Only he could fight at a hockey rink to explain some interesting poetic devices. Apart from the poetry of the game, there were a lot of other things on my mind during this match. For instance, why do Scottish people have an attachment to lions when they aren't exactly native to our country? Why is it after the first period of a fairly rough match where we treated to a 3-minute performance by an ice dancer who wasn't very good? And why is it that I can watch a Zamboni drive around an ice rink and feel an unnatural sense of calm in the universe? Sadly, Edinburgh lost 8-0 to the Hull Stingrays that night, but I learned a lot of things about the sport. For instance, hockey seems to be a sport entirely stuck in the 90s, what with its mop-haired kid spectators and playing Angry Kid Joe every time the clock stops. Hell, throw in a couple of flannel shirts and backwards baseball caps and we could have shot Nirvana on ice. Bear in mind, this is not a complaint. The 90s were my favourite thing. So, do I think I'll go back to another hockey match? It's fairly possible. I enjoyed it. The pace was fast enough that I was kept excited, but wasn't so fast as to make me lost in the action. There's just enough violence to tickle that little part of me that loves to see people faceplant on the ice. I think I need help. Isn't it? I'll see you on Monday.